Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, how dare you, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined in G+ by Righteous Force, Quantum Eraser, Chocolate Sane and 10th Man. Very good to have you all.
Hello, hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. And we're also joined by a whole bunch of people in Discord. I think the panel's already full, so if you're trying to join, you might not be able to until a few people depart. So, first and foremost, any signs of Earth curvature? Don't all go at once.
Well, not from Illinois.
Define signs.
What about presupposing? What about presupposing it, Spurs? You would appreciate that the words hemispheres actually presuppose that Earth's a sphere. You appreciate that now, right?
What's an acceptable sign of Earth curvature?
You tell me.
Define sign.
You tell me.
Curvature. Curvature.
I can't tell you.
I'll break it down for you. Rather than just starting with the premise that Earth is a sphere, i.e. saying, well, if Earth's a sphere, rather than doing that, demonstrate something on Earth curving at a spherical rate. That would be the starting point for us. No demonstration so far, 2+ years of debating about it. Nearly 1,000 shows, no demonstrations whatsoever. Plenty of demonstrations of perspective.
What? Not even Ranty's demonstrations?
Talk us through which one you're specifically referring to, and I'll tell you if that's... Let's play Perspective or Earth Curve. Dun 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 dun. And at number 10 we've got Ranty's Flat Earth presentation of Perspective or Earth Curve. You tell me was.
I could do with a better intro than that.
Talk us through it.
You're begging the question. You can do an intro.
Go on, tell us what Ranty presented. I won't interrupt. You've got as long as you need to explain it to us.
Everything. There you go.
Everything but Earth curvature?
Yeah. Whatever. If you like.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever. Whatever.
Some Earth curvature. You didn't save the video. You did copy the link or something. I think that would have probably been pretty important, right? Was.
What's that, mate? You're breaking up.
If Ranty has presented some sort of Earth curvature proof, you don't think maybe you could present that for us? Maybe you would know where that would be?
Nah, man, I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Oh, well.
I've only got the observations I've done on my own channel, and that's it.
Got one of Ranty's pictures up now. I don't know if you can see the live stream.
Oh, I don't have Ranty's pictures, mate. I was only fuck-assing around. You know that.
Oh, fair enough.
I actually did go to your channel. I saw a couple of those sun observations you did. It's pretty good.
You like those? I was up on the roof for a couple of those. A good,
Yeah.
you know, Melbourne's about 50, I think it's 35 or 53. Shit, I can't remember. Meters above sea level. And I was up on the roof taking some of that imagery. It's good. It's a bit
Yeah,
fun.
it's pretty good, man.
I missed that. Sorry. See what?
Seesaw.
Sea level? Did you say?
Who, me? You're breaking it up,
Yeah.
Nathan. I'm only catching every
above
second
sea
word.
level, you said.
Level? I didn't say level.
Sea level. So is that curved? Sea level?
Am I level? No,
Sea level.
I'm kind of sitting on the couch.
The sea, is that level or is it sea curve?
No, it's sea level.
Cool. Yeah, I thought so. Flat Earth.
Level.
Yeah.
Not flat. Not
Yeah.
flat.
Level. Same.
Yeah.
Not curved.
Oh, is it the same?
Yeah. Definitely not curved.
Who's going to be the bigger idiot, Nathan? You or me?
So we've got a picture up for the live stream viewers. Feel free to check it out. It's one of Ranty's images of a clock tower at Barrow-in-Furness at about, I think it's 21 miles.
Mate. Yeah, I'm on my mobile phone, mate. I've only got Discord on.
No, that's okay.
I can't see
It's
your...
just a clock.
You
Just a picture of a clock with a boat in the mid-ground. You might have seen it before.
How far is the clock?
I think it's about 20 miles. Could be a bit less, could be a bit more. I can't remember off the top of my head. But about 20 miles.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. And
You've just converted me, mate. Just a boom.
It's just a clock. I haven't really detailed anything about it yet.
That's a clock with the L, right?
CL, yeah. OCK, yeah. And a crane
Gotcha.
and a boat. There's a boat in the mid-ground, a crane in the far distance, and a clock.
That's boat with an O, right?
Yeah, bust out another 1,000, right?
You're not
anyway,
cock batty.
I just didn't. I was trying to help you out with these pictures of Ranties because I thought they proved Earth curve, but
Oh, come on, Nathan. You know.
what, that they don't prove Earth curve? Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you, really.
I'm a glober, mate. I'm beyond help. You know that. You've been ranting on about that for the last, I don't know.
I don't think your beyond help personally was. I think the fact that you're here having this conversation and you kind of semi-admitting to the farcical nature of asserting Earth curve is progress for you.
I'm asserting to the farcical nature of all sorts of
What about us moving anybody, not just was? Any evidence of axial rotation?
Yeah.
Well, I agree. It is pretty funny, the notion that we're moving. I agree.
Okay.
Aries failure.
Is Spurs still here? No. Thought we could have got that time.
Spurs.
Yeah, I thought we'd hear some star rotation claims, but maybe not.
Spurs looking for a 24-hour sun.
I don't know why. I don't know why he's chasing Antarctica for a big
One around the center of the.
Centre of what?
We don't know. It's a disc.
No, we don't. I'd say it's fairly unlikely to be a disc.
Sorry. I take that back too. You don't know it's a disc.
I've never asserted it is a disc.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying you didn't know it is a disc.
That's a fair enough statement. I don't know if the Earth is a roast chicken. It could be. I just don't know.
Exactly.
And neither do you, was.
Exactly.
Don't
You
know.
used that roast chicken line on me about a couple of years ago, Nathan. Do you remember that?
Probably. These things, life's all just a bit of history repeating.
You used it to describe the sun. You said the sun could be a roast.
A roast chicken? It could be. I mean, I don't know what the sun is. But, you know, there's endless things that it's not. But, you know, roast chicken isn't one
There's
of them.
no
That's
evidence
definitely on the list.
There's no evidence a roast chicken could get that.
But gas defying.
I mean,
second law
you
of
look at
thermodynamics,
a you look at a
that's
roast
likely,
chicken.
is
It does,
Yeah, you just said there's no evidence for it being a roast chicken, but what you think it's a second law of thermodynamics violation, gas giant in a vacuum, right?
no, I don't think it's that at all.
What do you think the sun is?
Well-
You said you're a globe head. Do you not believe their version of what the sun is then?
Yeah,
One
but I
thing's
don't
for sure.
believe your version of our.
What's your version of the sun then?
It's not.
Going through a tunnel.
Hey,
No,
one thing.
that one.
You're getting it now, right? You're starting to understand now, right? Aren't you?
Not really.
You don't understand.
What is the sun?
You're starting to understand that.
What is it?
He's literally doing this
Starting-
on purpose.
So you.
He's literally supposedly
cut-
giving an
you keep-
explanation and effectively muting himself as he does it
Yeah, I know.
to claim that we don't understand. I am just noticing this trick
Yeah. It's
very
funny.
blatantly.
Well, I know
What trick-
one thing. If
what's
a
the
chicken
trick?
ever
What's the
got
trick?
close to the sun, it would be a roast chicken.
It would be a what? 10th man?
If a chicken ever got close
There's
to
no-
the sun, it would be a roast chicken.
That's true too.
What's
Yes,
first,
but it
the
would.
chicken or the roast?
The sun's not a roast chicken. Let's just.
But you said it could be. What the hell? Are you changing?
It's a way of highlighting the farcical nature of asserting that it's a gas in a vacuum. That's more preposterous than saying it's roast chicken. It's just a way of highlighting that. I'm not for 1 second actually proposing that the sun is a roast chicken was, just so we're clear.
You're gonna feel very foolish, Nathan, when in the end the sun actually does turn out to be a roast chicken.
When they show it to be a roast chicken, I'll be eating my words. No, I'll just trim out the bits where I said it is a roast chicken and say, oh, I knew all along.
Or you just eat the roast chicken,
That's right, and we'll all...
spit out the bones.
You won't be eating your words, mate. You'll be.
I'll be eating the chicken. Well, isn't this fun?
Is this the best the Globe's got?
Yeah. Well, you got a joke, you know. If you can't laugh,
No.
cry.
Are you claiming I'm the best the globe? Are you claiming I'm the best the globe's got? Fuck, man.
About
You-
average.
You've actually made more sense than a lot of the other idiots that show up here was, so I'll give you that.
The people who actually think they're on a globe and watch the show are wise enough to realise where the pitfalls and traps are. Whereas, ironically, the flat earthers like Spurs will come and actually complete the fallacy, state it overtly, because they're not trying to be careful with their words to not fall into a trap. So it's often just flat earthers that come here that will actually point out the fallacies used by the fundies. They just try and find ways to skirt around the fallacies without overtly stating them. Well, that's also quite fun. Any evidence of the distance to the sun? Just out of interest.
No, it's a light in the sky.
No apparent distance.
And no apparent distance. I'd like an actual distance to the sun. No?
Got to
No
ask the
takers?
chicken.
Are you sure it's on?
Yeah.
So have you duly plucked it?
You're cutting off each of the... I don't know if you're using push to talk and just letting go a bit too soon.
Have you plucked the chicken?
My folks used to have a farm with chickens on it. Does that answer your question?
That's
No, I
that's
haven't.
plucked with a P.
Yes, I did hear you. You're clear enough to hear the word plucked. So no,
Right, yeah.
no distance
Next.
to the sun. Funny though this is.
What? You want to know the distance to the roast chicken?
Am I? Am I getting muted, or is this Discord thing not working for you?
No, it's fine.
Am I getting muted, or is this Discord thing not working?
No, it's fine. You're coming through loud and clear. I think you're potentially letting go of push to talk a bit soon, but other than that, it's all right.
No,
Any
I'm not. I've used it.
Any evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container?
Definitely not.
Demonstratively not.
And I'd say that
I'm trying to think of a witty retort to that question.
The Bible
So
even
give me.
knew it.
I'm trying to think of a witty retort to that silly question. Please give me some.
Waz,
Okay,
you keep
that's
cutting
enough
out,
time.
man.
I have no
You
answer.
keep, Waz, you keep cutting out. You're not finishing your sentences. I don't know if
That's
if
not.
you are using push to talk, you need to hold it
Uh,
until you finish your sentence. I'm not sure what's going on.
I know how to use push to talk. Can you hear me? The problem is on your end.
Yeah, he's coming
keep
through
talking
loud and
over
clear
me.
on Discord.
Now you're coming through loud and clear. So what was your point?
See,
Because we're falling away. Come on.
What did you say? You keep breaking up. Are you using push to talk on YouTube?
No, surprisingly.
Yeah, they keep breaking up.
Do you guys know how to use YouTube?
Yeah, kick him. Kick him. He is literally wasting our times on purpose.
Yeah, come on.
All right,
Waz.
Captain.
So anyway,
I asked you to carry on to the next question.
okay,
No,
let's
he's
see.
being serious, guys. You lot keep breaking up. I hear was perfectly clear.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
right.
not breaking
That's-
up.
that's
It's
Yeah,
just
but
him.
Highlander, I just heard your whole sentence. You did break up once. Waz keeps breaking up for some reason.
That's because
he's explaining something so that we don't hear it.
No, I hear was perfectly fine here on Discord. It's the guys on the other servers that keep breaking up.
they don't know how to use the other servers.
You're right. I mean, I don't know how to use. I've got very limited knowledge of Discord. I mean, there could be a problem on my end. I'll hang up and rejoin. Let's see how that goes. Any better?
It's fine.
Yeah, but we're asking was.
Did someone say was, or were they talking to me?
Sorry, who are you again?
That's was.
Did
Yeah,
someone
this
say
was.
was, or were they talking to me? You keep
This is
breaking
like
up.
who's on first.
Yeah, but you're the one constantly breaking up, right? So Nathan just left the Discord panel
No.
and rejoined to see if you're coming through loud and clear now. So, are
Arwen,
you?
can you hear me? I can hear myself fine. Can you hear me?
We're going
Come on,
through
get rid of this guy.
going through a tunnel. Was I'm really sorry. Anyway,
He's just playing around. He's just playing around.
Yeah, he's not serious.
any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the center of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No such thing.
Highlander?
No.
Tired of their lies.
Any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
Nope.
R.
That's a begging the question.
The Arbinan here.
Scientific evidence of gravity?
Hmm.
Can't define it. Can't demonstrate it.
They don't know what it is.
I'm still waiting for our focus.
That's it. That's concluded the housekeeping.
So what was happening with Spurs? I came on late.
Nothing. He was apparently talking to George, and George was slagging off flat earthers, so he said, come on, flat earth debate then. So George did, and asserted that we had pictures of Earth from space. I asked him who we were, and he said humanity. So I asked the panel who had pictures and made it clear that I didn't want anybody to declare that they didn't have pictures, just if they did. Then George waffled on about how he didn't have pictures, but India and blah 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 had pictures. I also pointed out that he wanted pictures that apparently we could gather, us personally, if we travelled 2 presupposed Earth radiuses away from Earth into a second law of thermodynamics violation. So there was 3 points which I tried to get George to address. First, the fact that you've got a second law of thermodynamics violation. Second, that you've got a claim that we have got pictures when it's actually just wizards on TV. And third, that you've got a presupposed distance of an Earth diameter of them. Well, he didn't address any of those points, just moaned. Said, "Why are you talking over me?"
There's no thermodynamics violation, you idiot.
Hey, welcome back, Rumpus.
Look who it is.
They're off their
So-
strike.
What's up, Rumpus?
Nothing, no problem.
It's gonna be a great 5 minutes.
I've
And
just
it's gonna be Rumpus.
just come here to correct Nathan on about 57,000 things, I suppose. And he doesn't understand one thing he's
doesn't
talking about. It's quite incredible.
Come on, don't
Dunning-Kruger,
interrupt him.
Just pick one.
well, his thermodynamic was his Earth of the atmosphere bollocks that he doesn't understand. It's like he says, "Oh, it's entropy. Why doesn't the atmosphere go off into the space?" Well, that's like saying what he doesn't understand. There's a force acting on all the molecules that are in our atmosphere, the gravity.
Really?
And that's like saying, that's like saying, why does a brick not be subjected to entropy? Why doesn't a brick all fall apart? It's held together by forces, just like.
Are you saying that bricks don't fall apart?
According to your dumbass, the second law doesn't apply to Earth.
Of course it does.
No, that's not what you said.
Bollocks. Making stuff up.
Bollocks, I got you saying that it doesn't apply to Earth.
No, you haven't got me saying that at all.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Friggin' clown.
You're a moron. You're making stuff up.
You're the
Stop making stuff up,
poster
John.
child for a retard.
Stop making stuff up.
You're retarded.
You're just
I'm going to do a
making
whole
stuff
show
up.
on you. It's
John,
just
John.
like 5 shows.
John, maybe you could just get the clip of him saying it so he can hear it for himself.
John,
I'll
what's
go
it like?
find it.
What's it like living in a bunker, being unable to debate people because you're scared of being annihilated? As I
Yeah,
did
I'm going to
last time?
post a debate between you and me, you friggin' retard.
And
we're all
everybody,
gonna
even
laugh.
the fatties who saw that debate,
We're all gonna
thought you
laugh
were an
because you're a
embarrassment to them,
retard.
John. Everybody thought you were an
You are
embarrassment to
a
flatties.
retard. You need to be
Everybody, even the
institutionalized.
fatties, thought you were
You're
an
a
embarrassment to
friggin'
them.
moron.
You were an
just
embarrassment.
caught you lying unnecessarily so.
You were even
In the moment,
embarrassing the
about
fatties.
something you deny having said while we have you on record saying that. It's just
Where have you got me on record saying that entropy doesn't apply to the Earth? I'd never say such a thing.
well, we do.
John, what's it like living in a bunker, frightened to
Air
debate
is
people?
not the atmosphere.
Yes, correct.
Let's not scare him away now.
You want me to explain it to you? So, John, if you went to a beach and you grabbed some of the sand off
Go
the beach.
explain it to a
Hold on,
primary
hold on.
school,
Let me
you
finish, John.
retard.
Let me finish, John. If you went to a beach,
I ain't gonna let
and
you
let-
finish
hold-
anything.
yeah, well,
You're
okay,
retarded.
So if you want to censor me, John,
You are
if you went to a
retarded.
beach, John,
You need to be
John,
institutionalized.
if you went to a beach and you got some sand, would you say when you took away that sand, you've got the beach? No, you've got some sand. So when air, which is a component of the atmosphere, it's just part of the atmosphere. It's not the same as the atmosphere. Just like sand on a beach is not the same as beach.
What is the other part of the atmosphere then, Rumpus?
Right.
What,
well, the
what is
atmosphere.
the beach
Oh,
made
no,
out of?
come on, come on.
Chocolate,
I want his
hold on.
answer.
Can you
What
not
is
see
the
the- okay,
other
let me
part
explain.
of
Let me
the
explain.
atmosphere?
Oh, go on, Arwin,
Let me
Arwin
explain.
and Chocolate. Hold on 1 second. Just let
Let me
Arwin
explain.
ask his question to Rumpus and let Rumpus answer it. Go ahead, Arwin. Just ask again.
Right. So if you're saying that just taking gas is just a part of the atmosphere, so what is the other part of the atmosphere then in that case, Rumpus?
When you take a part of the atmosphere, i.e. some air, you've taken, I don't know, what, 1 litre of air? There's I can't remember the actual volume of the atmosphere, but it's also a thing that has currents, it has density, it has a particular size, it has a particular mass, it has a particular temperature or gradient of temperatures, it has currents in it. It's a lot more than just a jar of air. So you,
it's a
not,
dynamic system.
You describe
Flat-
things
flat-
that,
ah,
that
Flatsoid,
don't
hold
give an
on.
that
alternative.
John thinks a component of something is the same as the whole thing suggests he has no understanding of philosophy,
But you haven't
no
described
understanding of what
anything else
component.
than air so far. You just
But that's
went
what.
on measurements and
No, he has.
Yes,
Hold on, he
but that's
has.
what the
Hold on.
atmosphere is.
Hold on, I'm going to back you up here,
Arwen,
Rumpus.
the
Hold on.
atmosphere is a very special single thing. Part of it is not the same as the whole of it. The components, yes, the gas. I mean, even the gas isn't the same. The top of the atmosphere has got ozone in it and different other gases. The stuff that you get in a jar that we use to pick up a little swipe of, get a jar of air is not going to be actually the same chemical composition as atmosphere higher up. So it's not even the same chemically.
Fair enough,
and it's
Rumpus.
certainly not the same as an exosphere.
Fair enough. Can I just ask a quick question? What does atmo mean?
Air, but doesn't mean to say that's still not the same as atmosphere, which
Sorry,
is the
can
whole
you just repeat
thing.
that? Sorry, Mr. Air is not the atmosphere. What is atmo again?
It means it's air, yeah.
So air is literally and by definition atmo. So atmo is air.
But you're just playing around the etymology of the word doesn't make...
Etymology being what exactly? What does etymology mean, Rumpus? What is an etymology?
You don't understand etymology. Then
What is
the word? Hold on. If I make up a word,
oh, he doesn't like my questions.
Jesus Christ! Can I?
Doesn't like my questions, eh?
What is? I'm answering a question. If you
I'm asking you a question. What is etymology? Now you can rumpus the living crap out of me, and I'll do what I did to Grim, which is ask you 37 times with you constantly interrupting, demonstrating admirably to the audience that you're scared of this question. You're scared to define what etymology is, and you'd rather obfuscate it. That's fine. As always, I have a workaround for this rumpus. Your rumpusing isn't succeeding in anything than demonstrating that you're terrified to answer the question I'm asking now, aren't you, Rumpus?
I'm trying to answer your question about etymology. Right, here we go. So etymology, the fact that a word can be broken up. For instance, something like inflammable used to mean something that's not flammable. But now it's come to mean something that is flammable.
I didn't ask what flammable and inflammable mean now, did I? I asked what the word etymology meant. So are you still terrified to answer this question and would rather define flammable and inflammable than explain what the word etymology means? It seems that you're just shit scared to answer any questions here, Rumpus. Have you just come to disturb the conversation rather than answer any of the questions that you're ever asked? Because it seems you're terrified.
The etymology of a word is absolutely irrelevant to its meaning.
What does it mean? What does etymology mean? Again, you're just demonstrating that you're a bit of a coward. You're a bit scared of these questions. You're saying it's not relevant. A bit like Grim V saying the cause isn't relevant in an experiment and describing what flammable or inflammable are, rather than just telling us what an etymology is.
Yes, you don't even understand English language, let alone science.
Well, tell us. If I don't understand what etymology means, maybe you could explain it to me.
Understand what etymology means.
Yeah, explain it then.
And you don't understand. Well,
don't tell me what I don't understand. I'm quite specifically asking you to tell us what that word means. And you're clearly just terrified of it, Rumpus. I understand that every question we ask here will make you look incredibly stupid, and you have to avoid the questions and define what flammable means, rather than just telling us what etymology means. And I'll tell the audience why. Because air is atmosphere. And Rumpus has declared that air, atmo, is not the atmosphere. So you can be damn sure he doesn't want to get into what the meaning of the word is, because it makes him look absolutely idiotic. Atmo means air.
You're an idiot, aren't you? You're an
It's
idiot.
even worse than that, because Rumpus also described air to not be the atmosphere, and then described the rest of the atmosphere to be gas as well. So he said, no, gas is not the atmosphere, but yeah, the atmosphere completely consists of gases
Don't you
everywhere.
understand the philosophical issue that's coming up here? The component of something is not the same as the whole thing. The atmosphere is one thing, one body of air.
So air is the atmosphere then, one body of air, atmo. So air most definitely is the atmosphere then. A body of air, atmosphere, air. Yeah, so air is the atmosphere, you stupid man.
Rest in peace, Rumpus.
You stupid little man.
Nathan, share my screen. Share my screen, Nathan. Share my screen.
Rumpus, someone else wants to talk.
Not, is it?
Rumpus, someone else wants to talk. Oh, you're scared of anybody else talking. You've just got to clog the airwaves with your nonsense, haven't you? Scared to hear what Paul's got to say. He's terrified of Paul. You're terrified of him, aren't you? Terrified of this definition on screen, aren't you? Terrified of being made to look stupid. Terrified of being made to look like the little man you are. Terrified of being shown to be wrong again and again. So you've got to talk incessantly.
You're living in your little bunker where you won't debate people.
So, I'll happily shut Rumpus up because he's just terrified of being shown to be wrong. Paul's got an explanation or definition of what air means on screen. But unfortunately, Rumpus would rather be the coward, never shut up, and never have the demonstration delivered to the audience of just how wrong he is. The man's stupid. He makes declarations like air, atmo, is not the atmosphere, when it comes to us being so calm, so concise in pointing out his stupidity. He just rumpuses. It's his only tactic. Being demonstrated to be a fool is more than happy to be done here, Rumpus. You are idiotic. Air is the atmosphere. It's part of the etymology of the word. Atmo, meaning air. Now, Paul's got a definition on screen. You don't have to listen to it. You can attempt to talk constantly, but I guarantee you it absolutely will show you to be the fool that you are. And I assure you, sir, you are a fool. You don't know what atmosphere means. You don't understand the etymology of the word. You don't understand English. Even when it's on screen, you simply refuse to accept your own stupidity. Now, I can appreciate that this is embarrassing for a man that constantly declares he's not wrong, but you are wrong, Rumpus. Air is atmo. Atmo is air. To declare that air is not the atmosphere is to simply declare to my audience that you are stupid. We know you're stupid. You were demonstrated to be stupid on Quantum Eraser, or to be demonstrated in the debate you had back in 2016, where you had your ass handed to you on a plate by Quantum Eraser, who made you look incredibly stupid. Now, none of the arguments have changed, and none of the tactics have changed. Your only tactic is to talk non-stop, where we point out that air would fill your fundy belief in a sky vacuum. We wouldn't have any atmosphere. We wouldn't have any air, because the gas would fill the space. Now, Rumpus came in to declare that we were wrong about the second law of thermodynamics. That entropy wouldn't increase. The gas wouldn't fill its fundy sky vacuum belief, and has told us that air isn't the atmosphere. Well, he's wrong. Stupid, but thinks his obfuscation tactics are going to work like they did back in 2016. He thinks that by talking continually, somehow that's going to win his point and not make him look stupid. He thinks that by talking constantly, it will prove that the sky is a vacuum, or that Earth is spinning, or that we don't live on a flat plane. He won't be proving any of those things. All he'll do is waste huge amounts of his own time talking at length and never letting anybody hear anything, except the entirety of the audience. Unless Rumpus leaves a gap, he won't get an opportunity to make any rebuttal. That's as simple as that. He thinks he can take over the show. He's not going to. It's just that simple, Rumpus.
I don't know.
Hello.
Oh, you there? Oh, okay. That was a long pause.
Did you scare Rumpus off?
No, he didn't stop talking the entire time he was here.
I think the best thing that Rumpus ever did on this show that I saw was his presentation on how you find the distance of the sun. Not that I believe in it, a word of it. It was just nice to see somebody come up with a presentation that was coherent. So, I don't know, it was like a year ago.
So, do a quick shout outs, or some quick shout outs to TJ Bowman, who just sends me money. Thank you very much, TJ Bowman, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And also, wow, thank you very much indeed to David Rakier Gafford. Wow, trolls are terrified in chat also, desperately sharing their pain. Rakier life. Thank you very much indeed, David Rakier Gafford, my bad. Hello, G+. We regained some control.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Rumpus can't have a discourse. He just has to talk continually. Not let anybody say anything. Any words that cross our lips that are heard by an audience while he's here will be devastating. So the only tactic is to shut down the hangout. Shut it down. Don't let any words be said from the hangout. That's what his tactic was. Well, waste of time.
Definitely, they're off their boycott.
Know how badly they're getting beaten regardless of their boycott. So now his tactic is, I'll use my 2016 tactic of coming in and not letting anybody say anything. Well done, Rumpus. It didn't work. I just shut down the line as soon as you started to rumpus and not let anybody respond to anything or address any of the points that you made or discuss the second law of thermodynamics. You could have had an opportunity to put your case forward. Instead, you chose to rumpus. Oh well. Easy solution. Bye-bye.
Yeah, their boycott.
I have the video where he said the second law doesn't apply to the Earth. I put it in chat if you if you want to play it.
Yes, please.
It's time stamped.
In Master B?
I didn't put it in Master. I put it in this hangout. Do you want me to put in Master B?
I think. Yeah, yes, please. I don't think I can get to it. We already knew he was a liar, but it's worth. Do you know timestamp by chance, or is it already marked up?
It's time.
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth, in the sense because we're getting a lot of. The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth. The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth. The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
I think.
Can we hear the context of that conversation?
Sorry,
a little bit more.
Sorry, context.
Yeah, the second
SX,
law
did you
doesn't
say?
apply to the Earth. How
You need context, SX. Those are his exact words. He said he did not say those words. Yes, he did. He's a liar. And wrong. It does apply, as he stated here, when he declared that, no, he would never say such a thing. Yes, he did. He did say that. Do you want to defend him some more, SX? Maybe somehow context will make a difference to him saying the
Maybe
words he
it's
said
me,
he didn't
but
say?
I only hear it doesn't apply to the Earth. That's why.
Yeah, those were the words
that's
he said
only
he
what
didn't
I'm
say,
hearing.
SX. Try and keep up. Those were the words he said he didn't say. It seems odd that you were defending Grimm yesterday. Now you're saying that you need context. He said he didn't say those words.
No, I just want to hear atmosphere.
Shut up, SX, the little fucking twat. Second day in a row he's decided to do this. Listen up, shit for brains. He said he didn't say that. He did. He's a liar. Now, why then unholy fuck are you defending him? I have no idea, SX. You're a prick. You're a prick when Grimm was here. You're a prick now. He said he didn't say it. He did. Is there anything else to discuss? No.
Nathan, do you hear what I said? I said I didn't hear just now what the clip he played. It to me it says does not apply to the Earth. I'm not hearing the atmosphere part. That's why I ask you. But maybe it was just me. It was
apply to the
maybe
Earth is what he said. You friggin'
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
You hear it that time? Do you want me to play it 5 more times?
In the sense because we're getting a lot of energy in. The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
5 more times?
there you go. I got it now. I guess it cut off for me. I wasn't defending him.
Yeah. In any event, the man's a liar.
Second law doesn't apply to the earth. A liar. Yeah, he's a liar, all right, and he needs to be institutionalized.
Yeah, can't win any of his fundy arguments. His only tactic is to talk non-stop, and when it's pointed out that he's double-speaking, and made it plain on Ranty's show that the second law of thermodynamics does not apply to Earth, and then when he comes here and he's faced with people who know what they're talking about, he says, yeah, it does. I would never say such a thing. Yeah, he would. He's an idiot.
That's tantamount to saying water's made of silicon salts.
If I grab a handful of sand from a beach, bring it back to my location, I have part of that beach. What was he trying to say there?
He's not trying to say anything. His assertion was that the second law is irrelevant when it comes to his sky vacuum belief. Now, if the second law of thermodynamics applies to Earth, which of course it does, it's a natural law, then it applies to the atmosphere. Entropy would increase and the gas would fill the available volume. The available volume in this instance being all of space. And we wouldn't have any gas to breathe. Now, his little crappy aside from that is to argue about air being atmosphere, or not being atmosphere, rather than addressing the fact that he's got a sky vacuum. That's the thing he wants to segue away from and argue all day about whether or not air is or isn't the atmosphere. Atmo, air, moron, it is. But that's much, much less damaging than arguing about whether or not the second law of thermodynamics applies to his violation of that natural law, outer space. That can't get discussed. Because at some point he'd have to concede actual natural law. And upon doing so, it destroys his fundy sky belief. Miles better to just talk incessantly.
Well, he used the word Earth, so he meant the Earth, and I don't know what he's trying to say. He didn't say when he said it.
Let's hear it again.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
Again.
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
Yeah, it does.
Again.
You want it one more time? Okay. Last time.
The second law of thermodynamics does not apply to the Earth.
What an embarrassment. Complete embarrassment. I'm so glad you dug that out so quickly, so it's on the same show. Nothing worse than it being discussed on the following day or something. Nice and concise.
Well, that was awesome, John. Thanks.
Yeah, kudos. I take it there will be a Ballbusters this weekend.
As of right now, there will be a Ballbusters this weekend.
Good.
More to follow on that.
Excellent. In terms of because you told me well in advance when people have been asking when's the 1000th show. Well, it will be Monday, so it means I only have to do one Friday show, which will mean Friday's second show on the second channel won't be needed because I'll be doing Ballbusters the following day, obviously. So great. That means I've got a weekend show at the very least, so I don't need a second debate.
Is Ballbusters the 1000th episode?
No. 1000th debate will be, episode 1000 of Flat Earth Debate, and that'll be on Monday. But depending on whether or not... Go on.
Go on.
I was just going to say, depending on whether or not you had a Ballbusters would depend on whether or not I did two shows or one show on Friday. So if I'm doing one show, then that wouldn't be quite so good, because the second sort of show that gets turned off on the Friday would be the 1000th show, which isn't quite so good. But it'll be this show. Well, I don't know why. There's typically more people watching on the first live show back after the weekend. So there's like 266 people watching right now. A lot of people. So this, a week today, will be the 1,000th.
Should be epic.
It should be another show. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about what happens.
It's gonna be epic. That means there was 1,000 shows lasting over an hour long each for sure. If you average it out, probably a lot more because of the after shows. And the Globetards still don't get it. It's pretty epic that you can have that many shows, produce this much evidence, and they not produce anything, and they're still rumpusing.
Yeah. But that's all you can do if you've got no evidence for your claimed sphere Earth belief. That's all you can do, right? What else have they got?
Well, they ain't got 8 inches per mile square, that's for sure.
There's no way that conversation was going to end in Rumpus demonstrating that the sky is not a second law of thermodynamics violation if it's claimed to be a vacuum. That wasn't going to ever be the result of that conversation.
Yeah, the minute the scientific method was brought to the attention of everyone who comes to the show, and we realize that the people in the lab coats never used any of the scientific method to give us all these nonsensical statements of theirs, like we're spinning 1,000 at the equator and 66,000 around the sun. They all made all this crap up because the Earth is obviously and observably flat and motionless. And they're trying to tell me I'm spinning in 4 or 5 different directions, but I don't feel it because of this magic force that can't be defined even by them. And Newton gets thrown under the bus. And now we got to bend space-time, which is a conception, which I don't even know what the hell that means.
Well, we don't have to. They do.
That's what I'm saying. It's fun to be on your show. It's like arguing with kindergartens.
Yeah, the debate style of the Globeheads has regressed to that of children. I'll agree.
They got nothing. They can't even show deviation with their own lack of Earth-based Coriolis that they keep saying. How many people have they lied to until shows like this have come and the community of people woke up and are from every angle and every language attacking this big lie called the globe? And we got these fundies here with no proof defending it.
Just to change the subject slightly, as my wife's just arrived back home, I think she's taking the mickey slightly. So she got me a Lego Star Wars advent calendar. I was like, oh, I really like Lego. Oh, it's Star Wars. Oh. Yeah, you're always talking about Star Wars. Like, yeah, about how it predictably programs people so they accept the NASA nonsense. But, you know, sweet all the same. I do like Lego.
It's all right. I got an actual globe in my room somewhere. I can't see it now, but I always look at it to see how they lie.
But it's like presenting a vegetarian with a meat feast pizza and going, yeah, but it's like so much variety of meat. You're always talking about meat. You like talking about meat a lot. You're always talking about it. Here, have a meat pizza.
You know what's funny about that? I hope this doesn't take us too far off, but what's funny is all these vegans and vegetarians always try to make their vegetables taste like meat, the very thing they say is bad.
Yeah, fake and bacon and things.
Yeah, like, wait a minute, if meat is so bad, why are you trying to make this combination of lettuce and other things taste like a meatloaf? What the?
I don't know. Patricia Sear wasn't like that. She just ate lots of vegan-y type things. She didn't like try and make it taste like meat.
I've had people invite me. I've had people invite me in the past. Hey, we're vegetarians, and our dishes taste just like meat. And I go, then you're not true vegetarians. What are you talking about?
A question for John.
I'm busy.
Oh, you're busy. I'll ask a question and maybe somebody else can answer. So I think I caught just literally briefly 5 minutes of was it the Ballbusters this weekend, or maybe it was a replay. I'm not sure, but I think in that John was saying that the delayed choice quantum eraser experiment, I forget how he termed it, demonstrates or shows that we live in a simulation. Did I get that correct?
I didn't hear that.
I'll just, he's not answering you, so yeah, loosely, yes. I had to explain this to my wife only the other day, so it's nice and familiar in my mind. And QE's here, so he's listening, so if I make a cock up, I'm no expert in the delayed choice quantum eraser experiment, but I'll try and answer you as best as I can. In loose terms, yes. If things are existing without any information attached, they are essentially a probability, rather than an actualization of the thing. Once the information exists, it exists, the thing that is. So before actualization, you could describe that loosely as not being rendered, I suppose.
All right, I'm done. Go ahead. What's your question?
Thank God. You want to repeat your question?
The question was, was around the that we live in a simulation due to based on the delayed choice quantum eraser.
Yes, that's correct.
I guess my question is, what does that mean? What does simulation to you or to that from that experiment mean?
It's not an objective reality.
What is an objective reality?
Oh,
so it's nowhere dependent. Is that what you're saying, John?
Yeah, things are based on context. That means if it wasn't how can I say this? Things are dependent upon context. That is, if it wasn't a simulated reality, then things wouldn't behave according to the context or anything outside your skull cap. That means it's all context based. It depends on the question that you ask. Nature, right? It's a bit of a reification fallacy if you're following me.
So I think the thing that I'm hung up on is, I don't even have an issue with that statement, but the thing I'm hung up on is, does it void a law of nature?
Which?
I think he just means any.
Didn't catch that?
He said which law, but I think he just means any QE. Does it violate any law of nature to declare that life isn't rendered until it's rendered?
No.
But if it's obeying a quantum mechanical laws, then it is obeying laws. It's just the quantum laws, right, John?
Yeah, precisely.
Right. So my point is, if it's obeying all quantum and known laws, then how would we then determine if it's a simulation? Because then it's still falling within the rules and parameters of that simulation.
Well, I just told that didn't make any damn sense. The statement was inherent. You said,
is it? So let me ask you.
It doesn't break any. You said you said it broke laws, and then you said it didn't break any laws. Which one is it?
Well, I said if according to you it doesn't, if it doesn't break any laws, then how are we assuming that we're in a simulation with when we're still within the bounds of that simulation. We can't determine it, right? We have to be either outside of those bounds or break those laws to then say, uh-oh, something's going on.
No, we don't, unless you think photons can communicate with each other.
Was that a breaking of some law?
No. It's just the way it is.
Right, so it's behaving within all known physics.
Yeah, quantum mechanics is physics, so yes.
I'm sure there's a...
Why?
I'm sorry, I was just going to say one thing, sorry. It is Chris, isn't it?
That's Chris.
The laws of nature are quantum mechanical laws. I can't remember who said that. That's a quote, I'm pretty sure.
Professor Shankar, Yale.
There you go.
Right, so my question then is, if the quantum eraser experiment is within the bounds of all known laws of physics, then why are we saying that it proves or it demonstrates simulation if it's within the simulation? It's not out of the construct of the simulation.
I don't know what you're saying.
I think I follow. So
go ahead.
So to my understanding, Chris, the delayed choice quantum eraser shows you an aspect of reality in terms of how having no information in regards to something that can have a potential choice at the end of it shows you an aspect of not non-reality but just probability of things that could be in the future. So when I was explaining this to my wife, I was saying, well, when you've got all the dots being fired at the diffraction pattern, and you say, well, based on what I've seen happen up until now, it's most likely that it'll hit in that center one. Then next chunk of quanta gets fired, you don't know which slit it goes through, and lo and behold, it ends up on the far left. So you go, well, you just don't know. It's just a probability of what might be at this point. Now, the moment you introduce knowledge of which path the quanta went through, you then have an actualization of one slit or the other. And it's just like, it's digital, it's binary, it's one or the other. And it's by having a vision into the prior section, the not having information, that you get to see that distribution of probability, i.e. the aspect of non-reality is not the right word, I can't think of the correct word, but the pre-state to actualization.
AKA, so when you
go on,
say that again.
When the experiment is done, so first they detect the photons or whatever it is itself, and then they view the detection, right, something like that, and then based on that viewing, it changes the behavior of the path.
No. In the delayed choice quantum eraser, it's a fire and forget experiment. There's no observers in this experiment whatsoever.
No slit detectors either.
I mean, just with the fact, not even the delayed choice part, just the quantum eraser experiment tells you that this isn't an objective reality, because the pattern changed when someone knew, or the information of the path existed somewhere. Somewhere it was annotated, it was written down, the path of which path that photon took, and it changed the behavior. So that means that it shouldn't, if nature was objective, it shouldn't come under the constraints of anything in anyone's skull cap. Are you following me there?
Is we will find out on the after show, because with that I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who tuned in live on the Nathan Oakley 1980 live stream. If you are watching this on Nathan Oakley channel, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. A massive thank you to all of today's debating panel for making this live show possible, and again a massive thank you to all of you in the live audience for tuning in, smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!